Herzlich willkommen bei RS Voka Kanal. So from A2 I have taken a text today. So I thought of going over it and understanding it and just explain the same way I do in the other videos. Alright. So yeah, the text I have taken is the Dunkel restaurant. That's an interesting passage given in the first lexion of A2 as Y. So let's go straight into the passage. Okay, so it starts like this. Der Gedanke, ein Restaurant ohne Licht. Es ist ganz dunkel. Sie können ihre eigene Hand nicht sehen. So it starts with ein Restaurant ohne Licht. So without light. Let me make it small. Okay, so without light. Es ist ganz dunkel. Sie können ihre eigene Hand nicht sehen. So when you start reading these things, the basic grammar which is taught to you in A1, A1 is the verb in the second position and modal verb plus infinitive. So you have to focus on those things first. So see here, es ist ganz dunkel, verb in the zweite Position. Sie können, modal verb. So sie können ihre eigene Hand nicht sehen. So you cannot see your own hand, eigene, your own hand. Eine völlig neue Erfahrung, a completely new experience, Erfahrung. So that is a synonym word which is at the end. I'll go over that. Jetzt zählt nur noch das Hören, Riechen, Fühlen und Schmecken. So now it's what that counts is Hören, Riechen to smell, Fühlen to feel, and Schmecken is to taste. So jedes Geräusch, jeder Geruch ist ein Erlebnis. So every sound is an again, Erlebnis is an experience. So they are vague. So the way, how do we go into the restaurant? Sie bestellen. So watch here. Sie is an formal way of you or plural form of you. Both is capital Z. Even the small z, you, they, when it comes in the start of the sentence becomes z. So you have to understand based on the context. So you, sie bestellen. So bestellen is order. So the thing to understand here is z plus infinitive. So z will come with bestellen. Hier essen im Vorraum bei Licht. So when you order your essen, your food in light, Sie können, again modal verb. So können means there will be an infinitive at somewhere at the end. Says Sie können zwischen 7 verschiedenen Menüs wählen. Sie können zwischen 7 verschiedenen Menüs wählen. So you can, zwischen is between. So between 7 different. So verschiedene is different menus. Wählen is to choose. So können wählen. So you can choose between 7 different menus. So always understand modal verb, and you put the verb at the end in the infinitive form. You fill in all the rest of the ideas, whatever you want to speak in the middle between the modal verb and the infinitive. You form the perfect modal verb Sätze. So Sie können zwischen 7 verschiedenen Menüs wählen. Aber im Restaurant wissen Sie nicht genau. Second. All right. So aber im Restaurant. So this is a single word. Aber im Restaurant. So the verb in zweite Position. Wissen Sie. Why it is wissen? Because next is Sie. So wissen Sie nicht genau, was Sie essen. So you will not know what you eat. Again, this is a das sentence. Aber im Restaurant wissen Sie nicht genau das, was Sie essen. That's why the verb is in the last. So don't think like verb is in the, it's not in the second position. This is a das Satz. So that is an implied. So you will not go das here, but you will not know what you eat. Sie schmecken ihr Essen und erkennen es. So you have to taste and recognize it. Erkennen is recognition. So ihr Essen. Sie schmecken ihr Essen und erkennen es. Ein Kellner führt sie an der Hand in den völlig dunkel Gastraum. So a Kellner is going to help you out completely in the dunkel Gastraum. So they are going to help you in the restaurant. Oft sind die Kellner sehbehindert oder blind. So sehbehindert is partially blind. Sehbehindert oder blind. Okay, now so we saw how to get into the restaurant, the actual restaurants. Now it's about the Essen. So once we are in the restaurant, what happens? Alles hat seinen Platz, Löffel, Messer, Gabel, Gläser und Serviette. So all has their own place. Löffel is spoon, Messer is the scissors. So Glacier is the glaser and the serviette is the cloth. And wenn sie sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt haben, wenn sie, so when it is a when Satz. So when you put when, the verb has to go into the last position. The regular sentence, you form the regular sentence and move the second verb to the last position. So wenn sie sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt haben. So the regular sentence will be Sie haben sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt, right? This do I have a pencil? Yes. So this haben will be actually here. This is the second position. But when you put when, just retain the same sentence and move the second, the zweite verb in am Ende. So when Sie sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt haben. So the regular will be Sie haben sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt. So you are familiar, or you know everything about. So when you are used to, like gewöhnt is to get used to. So wenn Sie sich an die Dunkelheit gewöhnt haben, when you are used to in the Dunkelheit restaurant, schenken Sie. So when the wenn Satz comes, the second will be, the verb will, the Satz will start with the verb. So schenken Sie sich ihr Getränk selbst in Glas. So when you are used to the restaurant, you can yourself pour the drinks into the glass. So that's what it means. So the important grammar to note here is when Satz. When is used, the second verb goes to the end in the first sentence. So a when sentence will have a following sentence. Like when you do something, there will be some other sentence which is going to follow the sentence and tell you what's going to happen. So in that sentence, push the verb from the first to second to the first, because we don't do few places we don't use that joint, the connector. So the verb will imply like schenken Sie sich ihr Getränk selbst in Glas. So this is one important thing to note. And gar nicht so einfach, it's not so easy. Hören Sie, wann das Glas voll ist. Again, hören Sie, wann Satz. So hören Sie, wann das Glas voll ist. Hören Sie, wann das Glas voll ist. So do you know when the glass is full? Ist der Löffel schon voll oder nicht? Is your Löffel schon voll oder nicht? Is the spoon full or not? Treffe ich meinen Mund, like did I reach my mouth? Because I am not able to see my hand. We cannot, in that restaurant we cannot see anything, right? So did I reach my mouth? Und was esse ich da überhaupt? 1 second. Okay, sorry for that. So und was esse ich da überhaupt? So and what am I eating actually? So ist mein Teller is the plate. Ist my Teller schon leer? Leer is to empty. we say Akku layer is mein Akku layer, mein Akku is Sean layer. So layer is to empty. Is my teller Sean layer oder liegt da noch etwas, or is there something else lying? So etwas is something and liegt is to lie. So order liegt da noch etwas. Vielleicht darf ich einmal meine Finger benutzen. Probably should I use my fingers to identify. So und was mache ich, wenn ich auf die Toilette gehen muss? So see here again a wenn Satz with modal verb. So the actual sentence will be ich muss auf die Toilette gehen. That is the original sentence, muss modal verb plus gehen. But when I put when ich auf die Toilette gehen muss, the muss from the second position goes to the last position and it becomes a wenn Satz. Und was mache ich, wenn ich auf die Toilette gehen muss? So when I need to go to toilet, what should I do? Wie finde ich den Weg? So how do I find the Weg? So again, finde verb in the second position. Keine Sorge, so no worries. Sorgen is to worry. Ihr Kellner ist immer in der Nähe und für Sie da. So your waiter, your Kellner is immer always in your nearby and for you, always for you. Rauchen ist natürlich verboten. So rauchen is to smoke. So is the verb. Rauchen ist natürlich verboten. Okay, that is about this. Now I will go. So there is one more pending. Yeah, das Ende. So nach 2 bis 3 Stunden und vielen neuen Eindrücken. So adventure, I said right. So we already saw one word as Erfahrung und where is the other word? Erlebnis, and now it is Eindrücken. So nach 2 bis 3 Stunden, like after 2 or 3 hours, you have a neue one second. Yeah. So nach 2 bis 3 Stunden und vielen neuen Eindrücken. So after new adventure, dürfen Sie wieder ans Licht. So you are allowed to see the light. Hier bezahlen Sie und können mit Ihrem Partner, Ihrer Partnerin und anderen Gästen über die Erlebnisse sprechen. So here you can pay. Bezahlen is to pay. Und können mit can. So you can with your partner oder Partnerin und andere Gästen über die Erlebnisse, about your experience. So we see that Erfahrung, Erlebnis, and again Erlebnis is used, and then Eindrücken is used. So it was an interesting passage. So I hope you would have understood this. So what do we learn here? So the main grammar is wenn Satz, and of course the basic grammar of Deutsch, which is verb in the zweite Position, modal verb plus verb am Ende. Other than that, we only see the wenn Satz in these things mostly used. Okay, so I think that is for today. Yeah, so one tip I would suggest is when you learn German, do not use English as a language to learn German. That is one of the biggest mistake I was doing initially when my ma'am, when I was reading, she said me first few days itself, she said like don't use don't use English, don't form a sentence in English and exactly try to replicate those in the German. It's not going to work out. You have to think in German the same way how you have to think in Sanskrit. Sanskrit and German are more or less like a parent-child kind of language. I'll deal about it in another video. Of course, Sanskrit is more vast than German, but the best way to learn German or form German sentences using your mother tongue. It can be like Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, Hindi, whatever may be your mother tongue. You take your mother tongue and then you form a sentence there, and then you come to German and you can easily translate. One reason is, let's take English. So I want to tell like I am going, it is I am going, you are going, you are going, he is going, she is going, they are going. So verb is same, right? The same, the verb remains same, it is going, going, irrespective of one or multiple, irrespective of gender, it's always going. But just think about your mother tongue now. Let us take Hindi and Tamil. I'll give two examples. Let's take Tamil first. When I tell I am going, I will tell like Naan Pogiren or Naan Selgiren. When I take you, Ni Pogirai or Ni Selgirai. When I tell like he Avan Pogiran or aval pogiral. So the verb is getting changed. Now let's take the Hindi. मैं जा रहा हूँ, तुम जा रहे हो, वो जा रहा है, वो सभी जा रहे हैं. So with respect to the first person, second person or third person, and on the gender, the verb is changing. This is true with respect to German. So when I tell like ich gehe, so it's like I am going. But when you tell we are gehen, it's not we are gehe. The verb changes to we are gehen. The same way ge. So it changes with the person. It changes with the noun. So ich gehe, wir gehen. So all verbs, ich dusche, wir duschen, ich sehe, wir sehen, sieht. Here also we saw like liegt. So liegt, liegen, liege. So the verb changes. So the best way to learn Deutsch in a simple manner is using your mother tongue. Okay, I think I've spoken too lengthy for the day. Let's wrap it up for the day, and I'll meet you in another such video. Until then, take care. Bye bye. Cheers.